outside.
Okay,
Sorry.
welcome everybody to our April exhibit comment night. It is April the 17th, 2025. Got a few announcements. Um, the assigned for the next couple of months are May is leading lines, June is silhouette, July is still life with lighting, and August is food photography. So be sure to go to the website and read the descriptions for each. So, what the best photograph for that particular subject. Our education nights are all booked for this year. So the next four will be April will be post-processing for bird photography with Tony Baldessero, but it's going to be post-processing that anybody can use. So don't, just because it's primarily, don't, say, I don't need it. It will help. It'll be helpful. And Tony is a really good educator. So I'm sure he'll have lots to say about primarily Lightroom and some probably Photoshop some too. But just that's next Thursday. And those of you that he'll be coming on early. So if you can come in early, so we can have some conversation between, everybody a little bit prior to him starting, that would be great as well. In May, we have Still Life with Caroline Jensen. She is that shoots a lot of flower, lives on a flower farm, and she's going to be using, talking about still life, primarily flowers, but she uses lighting as well. So this is a assignment that we have later in the year in September. So that is, this is like a prep for the assignment. You don't have to use flowers for your still life, but basically it'll work the same way with any type of still life. And then our June speaker will be Robert, and he's going to be talking about head portraits with toned in black and white. So this is a little bit beyond just a regular old head shot. It's a little bit, with toning. It's a little more effort. And in July, we're having a black and white fine art photographer by the name of Jennifer King. That is what she's known for. And I watched I actually hosted one of her talks at Out of Chicago Live back in February, and she's awesome. Her photography is incredible. So I know you guys will get a lot of it.
You said Jennifer King?
Jennifer King, yeah.
Oh, I did a workshop with her in Canada, and her artistic she is beautiful.
Yeah. Any questions about the assignments coming up or any education nights? All right, photo camp was the last weekend in March, and we had about 15 or 16 people come on Saturday. Only about maybe 10 of us camped, and I camped for my first time, and I slept in a tent. Yay! And I didn't get eaten by a bear. That was good. There's no bears there. Anyway, we are working on next year's already, because we have to book stuff almost a year in advance. So as soon as we've got more details on that, we may not know. We've got three possibilities of places. We're doing plan A, plan B, and plan C. And B and C we have to book early. So if we end up with plan A, we'll cancel B and C just in case. We got to make all our ducks in a row before we actually give out the details. But anyway, that's the plan. And as soon as we know what's going on, we'll let y'all know. If you didn't already see Jim's video that he did of PhotoCamp, it's on the website. If you want to go and look at it, it gives you a really good view and 360 view, even because he was using his 360 camera of the festivities for the few days that we were there. Now I'm going to go ahead and show the video that we did of the members, and not everybody said some, so I only have some from a few people, but it's still a good bunch of images to share for this. Share real quick. You see my screen?
Yes. Yes, we do.
So let me bring up the video. Can you see the video?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's go for it.
Yep.
Here we go.
Please don't
Okay.
make it on spring break weekend again.
We have to make it when we think the weather's going to be the best, Diana. So unfortunately, it may be during spring break. I don't know when spring break is, but it's basically the same, the last weekend in March or the next to last weekend, third weekend, I think it is, third weekend. Okay. Let me stop sharing. And okay. The Tampa Trolley Hop, which we had I think on the 3rd of April, there was about I think 9 or 10 of us, and we had a good time. It was a little warm, but we got on the trolley in Ybor City, rode around, and the next night was the Final Four, the women's Final Four at the Amalie Arena. So there was more people around there than normal, but it was great because we had more of a ability to do street type photography because there was actually some people out there, and but it wasn't so bad that it was crowded, and it was a happy crowd. They were having a good time. And then we went to Water Street, then we went to the civics, the civic center, the convention center, and then we took the trolley back to Ybor City and had pizza at New York Pizza. So we had a great night and got lots of pictures. And next time we do that, you guys should hop on with us because we had a good time.
Now, whose idea was it to do this?
I don't remember. I don't know. Was it Brian? Was your idea? I don't remember.
No, I don't think I came up
I
with
don't
that
know.
one.
I don't know who mentioned it, but it was a good idea. So
Yeah.
and it's free. We don't have to pay for the trolley. So the only thing we had to pay money for was pizza at the. Oh,
The
and
video of that is on the website too.
so yeah, it was fun, and we'll probably do that again sometime, maybe when it's a little cooler. We don't have any other outings planned right now, but the board will be meeting in a few weeks, and we will probably come up with something. Usually in the summer times it get warmer, we try either to do things at night or inside. So this makes it a little harder to come up with ideas, but we'll come up with something. We always do. So as soon as we figure out what we're going to be doing in the next few months, we'll let you know. Robert, do you have anything to say or add?
Not at this time.
Great.
Not with this group of people. They all they all look like they're ready for this thing to be over tonight because they have things to do. So let's get started.
Well, let me see if Jim has any. And Jim, you have any announcements?
Nope, I'm good right now. Thank you, Lynn.
Okay. All right. Brian is our monthly member feature person tonight. So Brian, it's all yours.
Okay, so the end of next month will be 13 years of me being serious about photography, and my idea for my slideshow was to present the best of my 13 years of photos. But when I started going through my photos, I got through 2.5 years, and I had so many photos I couldn't fit them into a 5-minute slideshow. So I decided to limit it to that, and if I'm ever asked to do another slideshow, I can pick it up from there. Several of the photos that I've selected here were not well received by the judges at the time, but I overrode their veto because I like them.
We got we're seeing your screen, the forest of the screen, not your screen.
All right, I will do more better this time. I'm new to this whole operation, and
Don't forget to click those buttons over on the right.
I got it.
Okay.
All right, you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, and the first 2 photos you're going to see were taken with a point and shoot camera at Yosemite National Park, and that was the trip that aside from those 2 photos, I was not satisfied with the photos that I took, and that's what got me into photography. The third photo you're going to see is the only photo that I have taken in 13 years that got a 9 from one of the judges. And all of these are presented in the order taken, so there was no attempt to, be editorialized with them. So that's my introduction, and I'm going to press play now.
Take your cursor all the way up to the top.
That was it. That was the end. I'll stop. I don't know why it's repeating.
It was very nice.
Very good.
Very good.
That
And
was
very
very well
nice
done.
music that you picked with
Yeah,
those
love
too.
the music.
Yeah.
Glad you
Yes,
loved
very
it.
good.
You've traveled a lot, Brian.
Yeah, I did. It's been a while since I've done a lot of traveling, but I plan to start doing more traveling now that I'm retired and getting into the swing of things again.
Yeah. Beautiful mountains and lakes and sunsets and everything was very pretty.
Okay,
And
Tori.
I love Yosemite.
Tori, stop blowing up his head. I've already sent him a direct message telling him exactly what you just said.
I like the
He
variety.
just has to
It's
figure out
true
how to
though. I
share.
mean it, Robert. It was very nice. Very nice. You didn't get a big head from that, did you, Brian?
No, no,
Yeah, he did.
I've had enough constructive negative feedback over the years. I'll never get a big head about it.
I like the variety, Brian. It was really nice.
I did too. I did too,
Stop
Diana.
sharing, Brian.
Okay, I will stop sharing.
Very good. Awesome. Yay, everybody clap.
Yeah, look at that smile. Look at that smile on his face. He can't help it.
I'm glad you liked it.
Comments, yay.
Yeah. There you go.
Jim liked the music too, I see in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay, the assignment this month was smoke. So let's get started.
Let's get smoking.
Let's smoke.
Yeah.
One is called Where There's Smoke, There Used to Be Fire. This one is Jim McWilliam, and the score is 22.5. Speak, guys, speak.
Is that a composite, Jim?
Including Leslie, who was the third judge this month.
It is a composite. I thought I put that on there. I had to blend the smoke from 2 or 3 images. The candle was a single take.
Mm-hmm.
But, the smoke, I had to get 2 or 3 images and blend it together in order to produce the effect you see.
Mm-hmm. And how did you produce the smoke?
From various candles.
Uh-huh.
The one in the picture smoked very little.
Mm-hmm.
I had, I have a selection of candles and I tried each one of them, and some smoked quite a bit upon blowing them out, and some didn't smoke very much at all. So I found 2 or 3 that did, although they weren't as photographically aesthetic as this one is. They were in glass jars, or they were in something, some kind of container that just didn't look as good.
Good job going to the effort to do that work and put that all together and assemble it into that final image.
And I don't know that you can see it, but there was a small amber on the wick of the candle left.
Yeah.
But I do not see it in this rendition. So
I didn't see it either. I was looking for it, but I didn't see it. I thought the candle and the platter were a little out of focus.
Okay, are we ready, Jim? Are we
Sure.
ready?
Go for it.
Okay. Let me take away the bottom base, and let me take away 2/3 of the candle.
Okay.
Let me take those things away, because you've given me 3 items to deal with rather than smoke. Now, if I take those away, come in on left and right as well, I get more of the sense and feel and idea of smoke.
Okay, I agree.
I'm sorry, could you say that a little louder?
I said I might agree. No, I understand your point. Hey, can I take a mulligan?
And I really would have liked to have seen, even in this composition, a lot more smoke.
Oh.
It can go upward. I mean, what you did was great in the composite, but going upward.
Yeah,
That
make it
sudden-
stronger on the smoke end. Yeah.
That sudden cutoff there becomes a small problem.
Okay. I understand. I appreciate the comment.
Jim, same thing?
Yep. Yeah, I spoke my part to begin with.
All right, next one is a smoking gun. This one is Lee's, and the score is 24.3. And this is not a composite, guys.
I did notice that the lighting was consistent, with the smoke and the rest of the composition and everything, and realized, okay, it's either not a composite or it was very well done to pay attention to the direction of light in all the parts.
I'm intrigued by the kind of a face on the left side of the smoke there, and I'd like to have just a little bit more room there.
That was one of my comments too, mainly because of the size of the gun, the gun being so big, and I thought maybe just a little more room on the left side. And I don't want to ever have to see that gun face to face.
Yeah, I told them not to leave it laying not by the window, because that would,
I want to know how you got the smoke to come out of the gun.
It's the smoke machine.
Magic.
Yep.
So the
Magic.
smoke machine was behind it?
It's a tube, and we taped it to the back of the gun.
Gun.
Huh?
It's
Oh,
a
wow.
long.
The smoke
like-
comes out of a tube that's taped to the back of the gun where you can't see it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it took us.
Is that smoke machine that you had, Lynn?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
I actually love the way it came out of the nozzle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
thought
that's
that
what
was very
intrigues
cool.
me, and I'm trying to figure.
We had to take we had to do a lot of takes on this one to get it to work.
I know what to borrow for my next candle shot. That's cool.
All right, next one is triple. This one is Lee Wins, and the score is 22.5. Lee Win is into the painterly mode right now, evidently. It's
It does look like a painting.
for the slideshow, we're done to this painterly mode as well.
Well, Lee Wen, you have some practicing to do. in order to make this much more impactful to smoke. The painterly effect is taking more of the attention than the actual smoke. So that's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
To me, I thought on the left-hand side, that hill that was over there wasn't necessary, and to concentrate on the smoke. And then with the reflection on the bottom not being complete, just get rid of it.
Well,
That's my
Robert, I
personal
wonder what would
opinion.
happen if we did to this the same thing you suggested to do to the candle. And, crop everything in so that it's only the smoky items
Right, that?
from also the bottom and the top.
And up from the bottom as well.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
there. More?
Okay.
More.
And the top. Well, that's a little too much, I think. But
No, but that makes the smoke much more prominent, that's for sure. Because you're not bothered, you're not taking the time to look at the reflection.
That's what I thought.
yeah.
Jim, your comment?
Yeah, I enjoyed, the composition having the reflections in there as well with the mirror effect.
Okay. Anything else?
That added a lot more to it for me. Once I saw you cut it off, I realized that personally I like the original composition better. I don't have a problem with the hill on the left side either, because on the right side the other hills come up so high, and if you have the whole composition like this, that balances it. However, I am in total agreement with Robert that I'm more absorbed by the painterly effect than by the fact that I'm seeing a picture of smoke.
All right. Okay, moving on to the next one, worship. This one is also Lee Wynn's. The score is 23.4.
Find this compelling and very much storytelling, and the use of smoke in a very natural form. The redness of the whatever the source is, and the very
Looks like incense.
It's
incense, yeah.
Mhm.
And the fact that none of them cross each other, that was really good for me. But the very smoke and the composition of this particular image did it for me.
Jim?
Yeah, I agree that that it was well done to capture the the actual real smoke in the image coming from the incense. The way the incense is aligned, the balance of the composition with 2/3 smoke, 1/3 incense. The way that lines up was and the complementary colors, the blue smoke and the yellow brown incense work very well together.
Anything else? Okay. Go ahead, Leslie.
No, I have nothing else.
Okay, all right. Next one is Wrapped in Smoke. This one is Lourdes's, and the score is 24.8.
Lourdes, you need a new job.
What is that?
Still life photography.
Ay, ay, ay.
He was having way too much fun with that smoke machine.
Oh my God, I love it. I need one of those.
That put me in the mind of lace. I mean, I know it's smoke. I wasn't, I mean that, but
Yeah.
it just looks like that was lace all wrapped around around that. I really like this one. The colors, it was bright, vibrant. I like that one.
Thank you. It was a team effort.
Yes, well done with the lighting, and actually I'm sure it took a lot of takes to get
Oh my
smoke
God.
that worked
Oh my
well
God.
around the shape of the vase and the flowers to where they're both revealed, but yet still wreathed in the smoke like that. That's well done that you worked to get that shot.
I do have one question though. Tell me about how this concept was conceived.
Well, we actually did like 10 different things.
No, I need to go before that. I mean,
No, it was not planned. Lean brought the flowers, and I got the vase, and I just put them together, and it looked nice. So I just figured that probably with the smoke, it looked nice. So that's how it came out.
it's a
And
well
what-
thought out concept.
Oh, sorry, Robert. Sorry.
Yeah.
What did this one score?
24.8.
Okay, thanks.
Any other comments?
You should make a 30 by 40 of it.
Yeah. Their whole place is going to be full of Lourdes' photos soon.
Yep, and then Lee's gonna kick her out.
Oops.
All right. Next one is having a bad day. This one is Leslie's, and the score is 22.6.
I see everything else in the picture before I see smoke. Smoke is the last thing I see
Yeah.
in the story here.
I need more smoke.
It's
Smoke.
the smoke is the least important element in the story, which doesn't jive with the assignment.
Yeah,
I
need
knew
more smoke.
I knew that was going to be the case,
But if it was
but
a
it was
general,
too late.
if it was a general, it would be a very compelling photograph.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool photo.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you get a photograph of a dinosaur, though? I didn't know we had any around here.
You can buy those toys in the store.
Oh,
Did you set him on fire, Leslie?
What's that?
Set him on fire?
Leslie, how did you get the fire?
I started them in my yard.
Seriously?
Yeah, I have a mound of dirt that I use for gardening, and I just dug holes and built fires in the holes.
Wow.
I'm
With
just
this dry weather, I would have been terrified to do that.
No, it's not around anything, and all the bushes and things that you see, I just cut them off of other trees, so they weren't attached.
Okay, got it. Okay.
I just
was
stuck
gonna
them in the
say-
dirt.
You know, this would have been a great sacrifice.
No, they were just stuck in the
Cool
pile
shot.
of dirt.
I
Thanks.
just noticed that the left leg is kind of out of focus on the dinosaur.
All of the dinosaurs out of focus except for his face.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on. Next one is smoking brisket. This one is Lee's, and the score is 23.9. This makes me hungry. Charleston.
I think I know where that was taken.
Yeah.
I do know where that was taken.
Mm-hmm.
Lee,
Yes, sir.
I really, really wish that the top of this open piece was showing.
It's up here.
Yeah, up there. The reason why I point that out is I have almost half brisket, half smoke. And the top of that thing would have given me more smoke and partial brisket.
Gotcha.
I mean, would it help to crop it?
Not necessarily.
Is that
In
the
this, I tried that,
sort of, yeah.
and it just doesn't work as well.
I think having
See, I thought that was a lot. I thought that was a lot of smoke because I was thinking when I saw that smoke coming out of there, I could just smell that meat cooking.
it's because you were there.
No, I like barbecue.
Is this at photo camp?
No, this was on our board retreat.
Oh.
They gave us a tour at the barbecue place. And we got this is one very small portion of what, 4 big giant ovens that they had that they just, oh my God, it was so hot.
They were 4 1,000-gallon propane tanks that were converted into smokers.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're huge.
Wow.
Here I thought the board was eating brisket.
We had barbecue. I
We
don't know if
were.
anybody had brisket. All right, next one.
Hey, Lynn, you can
Yeah.
try one thing for me while we're talking about crop. Okay. Pull in from the left almost until you get to the middle row of the brisket. Just keep going. Stop. Whoa, 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 whoa. Back up. Back up. No, no, no. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. There. Stop. Okay. Whoa. Now you're going way too far. Just reveal the middle row of brisket for me.
Yeah, right there.
There. Stop. Now do it from the other side. Just
There.
a little more. Yeah. There. And cut off that bright spot in the top corner. Pull it down. Just pull straight down. There. Let's see that.
That's not bad. Yeah. Because all that other stuff going on, like the 2 pressure things,
There.
very distracting. Yeah.
There.
There's
Thank
that
you.
composition I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Way less meat and more smoke.
Yeah.
I got it. Looks good.
No, it looks great. Less filling.
That's filling.
Tastes great.
Tastes great.
My stomach growl. All right, next one is You've Come a Long Way, Baby. This is Altered Reality. This one is Kieran Robinson's, and the score is 23.3.
Karen. Why?
Why what?
Why did you give me that left side over there?
Yeah, what's with those like chair legs or whatever going on over there?
Because I didn't see it.
It's the Curtis effect.
Yeah.
That works.
Yes.
I don't know how much more. This
A
much.
little bit more. Yeah. That's that. Come
There
in.
you go.
Yeah.
No, I'll lose that little swirly thing down here.
No, you gotta keep that in.
No. But take a look at this image, Karen. Come on now.
I get it. I see.
I like the concept, and yeah, I'm old enough to remember that ad campaign.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, some of us are.
all the elegance of a woman and a cigar and all that smoke.
So I assume you added more smoke to the picture, Karen?
I just put the smoke on it.
Okay.
She didn't have any smoke coming. It wasn't coming out of her cigar, and she wasn't comfortable being photographed at all. So
Okay.
Well,
Where did you photograph the smoke at?
over at Diana's.
You guys made smoke.
Well, good job.
We
Good
had
job
a-
putting that together.
We had a fun time. That was fun. The goal was not to burn down the house,
That's always good.
but that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that.
Mhm.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Corey was there too.
Next one is the draw.
The what?
And this one is Karen's as well. Score is 23.5.
The draw. Oh, he's drawing in the smoke.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a cigar term. I looked it up.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
My main
the issues I have with this are the I guess it's his thumb coming up in the bottom there, just with not being connected to anything, just that free floating bit of that. And I would have liked to have seen more on the right side. That chopped through the eyeball and the edge of the lips is a little awkward. Was there
Okay.
more in the original, or is
Oh,
that
yeah.
just the way? Oh, okay. There was more to work with in the original.
Yeah, I
You
just really wanted to zoom in on the smoke and obviously.
right. So that was you that put the crop line through the eyeball and the edge of the lips. Okay.
I think that made it worse in terms of the way he described it. I don't think that was her intention to mutilate the man.
Yeah, I mean, just a little tiny bit more would have been fine, you know. Yeah.
Yep. And
So I've got it. Yeah.
yeah, and just and just remove the bit of that bit
I
of
went back and
free floating
forth on
thumb
that.
down there.
Thank you.
I like the shot. I think it's creative.
Next one is Smoke Flowers. This one is Diana Rouse, and the score is 23.6.
Was this actually 3 separate swirls of
Yes,
smoke
it was. This
that
was
were-
not a, yeah.
that
It
were
was not a
happening
composite.
simultaneously? That was my question, because I do see the interaction between them happening at the top.
Yeah. There was this was not a composite. This was 3 separate.
Almost looks like 3 dancers.
Yes.
Well, I debated whether to call it the ballerinas or the flowers. And
You should have called it the dancers or ballerina.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because
Yeah.
when I look at this, that was the abstract impression that I got from it.
That was
as
my
well.
first thought, but then I thought maybe they don't understand it. So
Mhm.
Oh, you give us, oh my goodness.
no, that's not true. I just wanted whatever.
Would you guys use incense to do this?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was
Wow.
Any other
I
comments?
yeah, I thought it was mislabeled.
Yeah, mislabeled. I think I would have gotten rid of here, because that really doesn't look like, I don't know why, it doesn't look like smoke, but it's just kind of bugs me, that one.
I think just that little corner piece right there. Not so much that. Yeah, I mean, come up a little bit. That little triangle.
Yeah.
If you get rid of that part, I think,
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, this one doesn't bother me because it kind of like a tail, and it looks like it came.
But that other one seems to give it more dimension. If you take that away,
Not that piece right there, just that triangle.
That's what I thought, Leslie. It would have just looked like a piece, you know.
Yeah. All right. Smoke is not easy. This one is The French Love to Smoke. This one is mine. And the score is 23.3.
Heavily laden on the left-hand side with the emptiness on the right-hand side.
Mhm. Exactly. That's Robert took the words right out of my mouth on that one.
I'll shut up on the next one, Jim.
No, I'm just saying, no, I'm 100%, I am 100% in agreement with you is what I'm saying there. I like what's going on with the tower in the middle, with the way the smoke is almost adhering to it and following the shape and then billowing up around the top. And then, but all that extra smoke on the left side detracts, and it keeps pulling my eye away from what is beautifully happening in the center of the image.
Okay. Yeah, I was kind of, I had it like, we obviously, we did this one over as well. And I felt like most of way too much smoke and you really couldn't see. I didn't want to obscure the Eiffel Tower totally, but yeah, I can see what you mean about all this over here. I should have just got rid of it. Okay. Next one is Smoking. This is Lourdes, and the score is 24.8.
Good portrait.
My original name was gonna be Smoking Hot. But he refused. He refused to the
Thank you very much, Lee. I appreciate that.
Me too.
Lourdes, you're having way too much fun.
Yep. I love my model.
No, here's the thing about it. Lourdes had revealed to us at photo camp that she was going to quit photography.
Yep.
And look at what she's doing. It's killing me.
And you did very well with how is that a 2-light setup or a 3-light setup?
We had like three lights.
3-light setup.
believe.
That's what I thought. Yeah, yeah. You did a good job with the with what you did with the lighting with
Jim,
the 3
how can
lights.
you tell?
You can look at one light on the left side of his face that's also hitting his fingers and the smoke and everything. Look at the back of his head. That's a separate light on the back of his head. And then look right in the front there, the highlight between the ear and the eye and the base of the head. That's the 3rd light.
Wow.
Isn't there some famous portrait that kind of looks like this, but I couldn't remember who it was?
Probably a cigarette commercial.
It's a portrait,
not
and I want to say it's of a writer, but I just don't remember.
I do recall what you're seeing, Leslie.
Yeah, I want to say it's on a book jacket cover or something, but I thought this one was very intriguing.
What's that we did something at the studio like noir or something like that photography?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Yeah, this reminds me of that.
Yep, it does.
Yep.
I liked that it had so much tonality in there, all the different grays and blacks and whites and
Yeah, it's a very well processed black and white. Absolutely.
Yeah, I thought that definitely the effect that I wanted, it needed to be in black and white.
Gosh, I mean, I cannot believe you're going to quit photography. I cannot believe it.
I like the rim lighting on it.
I'm having so much fun now.
Yeah, I know somebody mentioned something about the rim lighting.
Me.
Oh yeah, look at that.
There are rim light here.
On the hand too.
Here. Yep.
funny it's rim lighting and not halos.
Not halos, yeah, not halos.
No, if Brian had done it, it would have been halos.
All right, moving on, guys. Next.
He's moved on from his halo phase.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is also, this one's called Smoke. Real original. This is Kathy Thompson's. The score is 23.9.
Tell me about the how you achieved the colors.
Gel on the flashes. Well, and then processing, color grading, color balancing.
That's what I was wondering. Were you actually, actually putting gels, on a flash or on a light?
Yeah.
So this is your new flashes that you just bought.
Yes, it is.
Well, great job. I'm glad you're learning how to use them.
Well, thank you. I got it set up. And I haven't changed a thing because I was too afraid to modify anything.
Yeah, so what's it been? You just got a set of flashes, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And this is what you're doing with something brand new to you from 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Pretty good.
I worked hard at it. I took a lot of these photos.
Yeah, unfortunately, you've got to take a lot of them to get ones. It's just like ICM. This is, something moving. So it's really hard to get one in one take. That's for sure. So
yeah, I think I'm really, really proud of you.
Well,
not that I'm your overseer or anything like that. I'm just, I'm also watching your growth.
Okay, next one is Head in the Clouds.
What's the name of that one?
Head in the Clouds. This is also Kathy's. The score is 23.9.
Wow.
Okay.
52 colors.
For me, on this one, for whatever reason, Lynn, I couldn't see any of the titles. I couldn't see any of the titles of these when I was going through them. But this one looked like
there's instructions in it, and when I sent you how to see the titles. So
I didn't see that. I didn't see that at all. Yeah. But this looks like a redhead to me in a green dress.
And it does.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I see that. I also get a floral impression
Really? Oh,
of like a
okay.
rose or something like that. Oh yeah, with the green and the green and the other color and the way it flows outward at the top, but looks like it could be a stem or a branch at the bottom. There's a lot of ways with an abstract that people can see it and interpret it and get their own thing from it. And this, with those very distinct separation of the colors within the two distinct separate shapes, really worked well.
Yeah,
There,
I thought so too.
there is somewhat of a Georgia O'Keeffe eroticism to this. I know it sounds a little weird,
Yeah,
but
it
the
is.
flow of this, the beauty of this, the sexiness of this, was captivating to me.
Yeah, Kathy, you should do more of these.
I I will try.
And what did
I
you
might get
what did you use to make the smoke?
the incense. I have both sticks and cones, and sometimes it was a mix, sometimes it was just one. But I'm gonna get smoke cancer, lung cancer.
Yeah, that was the hard part of this assignment was breathing all that stuff in.
But look at it, Kathy. You'll be making me feel good.
What if I get lung cancer?
Oh no, I mean the photographs that'll come from it. I'll be feeling good from it. So it'll
Well,
be
that
all
was
worth it.
It's worth it, yeah. Okay.
that was the most intriguing one to me. That was like I looked at that and I said, "Yep, that's it."
Mhm.
All right, next one is swirls and negative. This
Cool.
is Tori's, and the score is 23.5.
I like the swirls. It's
Yeah, I enjoy those swirls, those three repetitive swirls in there. And if it wouldn't be that hard to do it, to turn this, you'd have to add more white canvas to it to rotate it so that they're a little more, and then you could crop off what's in the upper right hand corner, which is a kind of a competing shape that's too random, that visually detracts from how beautiful these repetitive spirals are going on over here. Now that, and that may work for it, there, if you get it. Yeah, that's helping it, even just doing that right there. Because the upper right hand corner is like an old cobweb in the corner of your garage compared to the beauty of what's going on right there.
Yeah, those swirls were on the bottom corner of one of the pictures, so I just cropped it in because I thought those three swirls were so mesmerizing,
Yes.
and how they got to come out like that was pretty amazing.
Mhm.
Hey, immediately when I
That
saw
was
this,
incense too?
go ahead, Leslie.
I was just saying, is that was incense too?
Yes,
Was that at our house?
yes, it
Really?
was. Yeah,
And
and I inverted it just to make it different,
Oh.
yeah,
Wow.
right, because that was
I really like
originally
that.
white smoke against a dark background.
Yes.
Oh,
And
that's
yes.
smart.
And yeah, the inversion was a great creative idea.
Yeah, that's really smart, Tori.
I thought of it as a trombone, the three
The
things
valve.
you
The
press
keys.
down,
The valve.
valves you press down. And
Yes.
that's what I saw when I first saw it.
Well, it's a brass section.
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah, I see ancient scrolls, parchment scrolls.
And Tori, that's exactly what you want from a photograph.
Many people giving different opinions of what it is. Yes.
Yeah, if it's abstract and that many people can enjoy getting that many things out of it, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Next one is Dragon's Breath. This one is also Tori's. The score is 23.4.
Okay, Tori,
Yes.
you know all those compliments you just got
They went out the window?
out completely.
No.
Yes. They went out the window.
No.
Why is that? I'll tell you why is that. You said two big white horns that are sticking out.
Mhm.
They are
No.
commanding. I mean, commanding this photograph.
Okay.
I think I
Are
can.
they too blaring?
I would say that's an understatement.
Mhm.
Okay.
See if you just for the sake of argument, Lynn, take that eraser tool, that generative, whatever that thing is, and just remove them.
Mhm.
Hmm. So his horns are gonna disappear.
That's good.
Yeah, that's a good thing. They're as Robert said, they are just
Not a very good job, but at least it's
But
get the idea.
now we get the now
Yeah.
you get the idea. It doesn't need the horns for the concept, and those horns are just drawing the eye away.
Mm. So if they were like more faded or the highlights were taken down, would
No.
that make a
No.
difference?
no. I'll tell you what you can do in order to keep your whites. Take the teeth and make those brighter.
Yeah.
If you do that, then the smoke
Okay.
would have a place it's coming from, it's emanating from. I know it's coming out of his ears, but it could also be coming out of his mouth as well.
Okay.
And then give the smoke itself some more highlights.
Hmm. Yeah, if you feel it necessary to keep the horns, which I do not, at least make them and the teeth the same
Okay.
brightness value.
Right. I don't know why they turned so white compared to the rest of it.
Because they got
But-
they got all the flash or whatever light you were using.
Yeah, maybe.
Because all the
We
light
had
you
a-
get from this side
Mm-hmm.
lit up the horn and then lit up this, but the teeth are turned, so they didn't get all the light.
Right. Yeah, we had a green light on that smoke, but apparently,
Experimenting.
You may have had
Yeah.
a green light on this particular image, but you should have when you saw the white, you should have not have ignored the red light signs.
yeah. Well, I didn't see that.
Wait a minute, that was my attempt at talking about green light, red light.
Next
Rob,
time you'll see
Your
bright.
joke's getting worse, Robert.
Oh, not that bright horns. All right. Ready? Next one. Encased in smoke. And this one's, and the score is 20.4.
What was it, Lynn?
Encased in smoke, 23.4.
Whose is it?
Mine.
Oh, I didn't hear that. You got cut off.
Oh,
Is there smoke inside of that as well, Lynn? Or is
Yeah.
it just the way it kind of appears?
no, there is smoke. We filled the milk
Okay.
jar with smoke, and then we put smoke around the outside with a smoke machine.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Did it just have that appearance that it was filled with smoke, or yes, it actually is? And that's the answer, because it looks like it is.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to know. Did you have any iterations of this that were just the smoke in the jar without the smoke surrounding it,
I think so. Yes.
but they didn't visually work as well?
It didn't. I mean, just felt like it wasn't enough smoke because the subject was smoke.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah, I had one like this with the smoke inside the jar, and I had one with the Eiffel Tower with a smoke just inside the jar, and I just didn't feel like, because the subject was smoke and it was supposed to be primarily smoke, that I didn't have enough smoke. So,
Okay.
any other comments?
I could, but you wouldn't
I
like.
just thought the canister blended in a little too much. As far as not being distinctive. At the top it is, but with it being smoke, I guess that's
Smoke's
okay.
going to cover up some of the distinction.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Lynn, just indulge me just for a second.
Mhm.
Okay. Go back to your main image, and then I want you to deepen the blacks for me.
I was about to
Even
say the same thing. I think that it needs like more of a separation from the background.
yeah.
Yeah.
And by deepening the blacks, I want you to bring the whites up a little, just a little bit. All right. Now, at the same time that you've deepened the blacks and you've done the whites, I'd like for you to select the flower and then select the base. Those two. The base, not the base of the thing, but the base of the flower.
I mean, this
Yeah,
thing?
that little thing. Yes, select that, and select the flower. Lower the whites and give it some contrast in there. I mean, lower the highlights. I'm sorry. Yeah, and then give it some contrast. Lots of contrast. And then give it some subtracted blacks as well.
Like that? Or add
Yeah, just
black?
which one makes it darker?
Add black.
That's
Yeah,
white.
yeah, there you go. That's what
Less white.
right. So what it is building that contrast around it.
Okay, yeah.
That makes it, that gives it the It was a little flat for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. And outside of the mask, if you go back to the full image and step out, get out of the mask now. And if you find your dehaze slider, I'm curious to see if you push the dehaze slider as well, what it does on that. Okay, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's
there it
really
is.
funny.
That's what was missing, that huge contrast between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I actually went in the opposite direction. I was adding haze to make more smoke. You guys are taking away the smoke, and I was adding smoke. I mean, making the smoke more apparent.
No, we've made the smoke defined. We've added definition to it.
That's it. Just that, adding definition.
Okay.
And so that black and that white can actually come through.
Cool idea.
Well, I need to know your thoughts, Lynn.
Well, like I said, I mean, I kept thinking it probably came out looking more like this to start off with, but I'm thinking it's supposed to be smoke, so there's not enough smoke, and so I hazed it instead of dehazing it, which basically did this.
Right.
So yeah, so I kind of went in the opposite direction that you're going in because I wanted there to be more smoke. I mean, yeah.
Right, the smoke. Now, when Jim put the dehaze in there, the smoke is actually more defined.
Yeah.
Way more defined.
Yeah, see, when you do this, you just have more smoke, though. So.
Yeah, you just have smoke. You have a fire. Whereas before that, you have something encased, but then it's surrounded by smoke.
Yeah. Okay. Next one is heated conversation. This one is wait a minute, I lost my place here. Oh, this is Richards. The score is 23.6.
Very interesting concept. The smoke part of the composition. What did you use to create the smoke?
That's a composite. It was a picture of smoke against the black background.
Yes, but when you photographed the smoke, I was curious, what did you use to create the smoke when you photographed the smoke?
The smoke was, it's a composite in Photoshop of two pictures.
I understand that it's a composite of the woman and the smoke, two separate images. I'm saying when you photographed the smoke half of the composite.
I didn't photograph the smoke. I used a picture of smoke that I got from.
You didn't photograph the smoke.
I did not photograph the smoke. Were we supposed to photograph the smoke? Or were we supposed to use smoke?
That was part of the big learning process of the assignment, which is why I was asking, is learning and working through the challenges of creating and photographing smoke for the image. Yes. Okay. I understand. You got the concept and you got the smoke from a stock image or something.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I shot a picture. Her hair got me. She was at the state fair, and I took a picture of her, and so I got rid of the background completely, and I thought I could blend the two together into what I said there was a heated conversation.
Any other comments?
I got plenty.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Let's take a look at that smoke behind your subject and look at the back back shoulder. You see there's a softness back there, right? On the shoulder right there.
Yeah.
That's the softness. But behind your subject, the smoke has a very, very sharpness to it. All right. Now let's take a look at her arm at where the you see that softness there?
Yes.
All right, now you see the smoke on the other side of it.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, so that's when you talk about blending, you also have to talk about depth as well.
Say that again, Robert.
That's when you talk about blending, you have to talk about depth.
Yeah.
In this case,
The depth of matching the depth of field.
Right.
All right. So I could have softened the smoke, and it would have worked better.
It would have worked a lot better.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I wasn't understanding where you're going with.
Well, I have to take you around the world before I land you in Tampa. It's kind of how I do it.
I haven't had dinner yet. My brain has not been fed.
But yeah, that's where the problem is. And even if you look at the shoulder strap, it's the same way. There's a softness behind on the backside of that extends backwards, but the smoke itself is a lot sharper. So when you're doing composites, you really do have to consider all of the depth.
Right.
But the concept, as mentioned, is a really good one.
So here is what I don't understand. If those were two pictures on top of each other and the smoke is the background, but you can still see the smoke in front of her phone. So it looks like it's coming out of her mouth. So in my head, you wouldn't see the smoke right there. It would be like behind her hand or behind her phone.
This part, he masked this part in.
Yeah, it's very easy to mask that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to make that happen to enhance the realism. Yeah.
Yeah. To make both the pictures show at the same time. Kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Next one is Next one is smoking math. This is
Smoking what?
Diana Rouse, and the score is 23.8. You guys had lots of fun we had lots of fun trying lots of different things, didn't you?
It was so fun. It was such a great assignment. That was just, we were trying so many things and we saw these masks. I saw masks on Diana's wall and we're like, oh, we got to try this one. So we
crashed her house.
We had so many different color lights and we took
that was
so
really
many
great. You
pictures.
brought that. Those lights were really good, Tori.
Yeah, it was really fun.
So I want to hear the postmortem.
Do this for me, Lynn. The little stand that's holding up the head.
Oh my God.
Make that go away, because I really like the concept of the ethereal head floating in space with the smoke around it, and those legs ruin that effect.
Oh my God. You know what? This is driving me crazy, because I was going to do that. I had done that. And then I'm like, I'm going to get nailed because it's just floating in the middle of the air with nothing to hold it. So I did
That's
away
what
with
it looks
it.
like a spirit or a
Oh
ghost
my
or
God,
something, you know,
so mad.
appearing in the air with the smoke around it, and that whole effect dies with those with the stand holding it up.
I heard your voices in my head as I was editing this going, what is it anchored on? Why is it just floating up in the middle of the air? Oh, I had all sorts of comments going.
Any ghost and spirit I've ever seen has not been tethered to the ground. They always float around.
Yeah, look, hey, Diana, think beyond the obvious.
Well, I mean,
it is, you're working with ephemeral type of material, the smoke, and so
while
your thinking has got to be ephemeral too. It's got to be.
While you're working with that tool, Lynn, just take off the very edge of the smoke that goes out of the lower left of the frame. Just
Yes.
that very edge that leaves the frame. Yes.
We
thank
can't
you.
win, Diana. We try so hard.
I know. No, but I don't mind. I mean, yeah, I can see the critique, but it bothers me that I thought about it and I went and added more stick to it.
All right, you and Lynn are on the same space right now. That's not good.
That's scary, Lynn. You.
We're going in the opposite direction of everybody else, in other words.
I'm going to get my money's worth out of this mask. This is the second time this mask has been featured in the Camera Club, and it'll be the last.
Hey, Barry had a comment. What was that, Barry?
No, that was Mark.
That's Mark.
Mark, I'm sorry. Mark had a comment. What was that, Mark?
That Lynn and Diane are just overthinking it and stuff.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
as usual.
I've been guilty of that. So
If you're going to remove something, you can remove the rest of it coming out of her chin, because that's bugging me, please.
I'm not, but yeah, it's you can remove it on yours. So I'm going to reset it now anyway. So, and we're done with this one.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Moving on to the next one, which is attack. Oh. This one is Mark's, and the score is 24.7.
All right, Mark.
Yes.
Is this a composite?
No.
Thank you very much. Oh, I am so in love with you.
Now, this was, and luckily when I took this one, I was just had the shutter down and was at click, 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 click. And, this was like the last shot in the burst, and all the rest of them, they were two before the smoke and stuff. But this one almost felt like it was coming out of the smoke and stuff. So
how was that cloud so dark?
That's what this is. What this is at an air show, and
right,
they do like the Japanese attack and stuff, and so they do like they have explosions on the ground instead of dropping bombs. They do like an explosion and fire stuff on the ground, and so that black smoke is from a fake bomb.
Yeah, they mix chemicals in there to make the smoke be different colors.
Okay.
I just thought that a plane had crashed.
No, that's just it's a fake bomb attack.
It's a simulated bomb drop.
Yeah.
Wow.
And stuff. So yeah, they do this at some of the air shows and stuff when they have the old planes and everything. And
was this at Sun and Fly?
Do what?
Was it at Sun and Fly this week?
No, this one.
It's Sun and Fun, Diana.
No,
Sun and Fun, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, this one was done up at either Tyndall Field in Panama City or Eglin Air Force Base. I can't remember which one, but it's either one of those Air Force bases.
Lynn, that would be a fun field trip.
Yeah,
Wait.
No, Sun and Fly.
Now, what we do is we schedule the Sun and Fly to come in at a certain time, and we find out that make sure that Diana's off work and got her time, and then we tell the pilots that we need them to be at a certain place.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
That's exactly right.
Sun and Fun was 2 weeks ago. during a
I
motorcade.
know.
Yeah.
But I'm
So if
saying,
anybody ever wants to go take pictures of airplanes or things like that, just let me know. I'm game for it. So
I do.
Yeah, we've
do.
been a couple of times in the last a couple of years ago. So
I do, Mark.
okay. So next time, if you find out about any coming locally, then just let me know.
Where are you?
I'm up in just north of Tampa in Lutz.
Oh, okay. You're right near me.
Yeah.
all right, guys, moving on. Skating out of the smoke. This one is Jim McWilliam, and the score is 23.4.
Wow, where is this?
I love the lots of light in the background.
Wow, the silence is deafening.
Where is
On
this?
this one, I did find the lights in the background a little distracting.
And I took a lot of that out because it's a theatrical performance, and there was an awful lot of bright lights back there that I had to get rid of.
I'm okay with the lights. There's none around the skater itself, so they kind of provide a framing element, left and right to does break up that dark background. The thing is though, they're nice and round everywhere, but then there's these odd shapes kind of up there. They
There's
kind
an
of
awful lot of
visually
that,
break
too.
it up. Leaving all the round ones would be just fine with me. That's as far as the background goes, that's the little distraction, is those pieces that aren't round like everything else.
And I wasn't sure about the empty space to the right. I thought there was too much of that, but if you bring it in, then it looks like she's going to skate off the end of the frame.
Yeah, she's got to have some room to skate into.
I didn't. It doesn't seem like that's too much. I didn't think.
No.
Yeah, you just remove them?
The composition, the placement of the elements, I have no problem with that.
I got that the day before it was turned in.
Wow.
We could have had smoke if we had disco days back.
Oh, yeah, you gave me money.
I wonder how this one would look in black and white.
10 minutos para que haya tráfico.
That's a good point. I don't know.
You can just hit the letter V, Lynn, or hit that button too. Yeah.
That is the ice show they currently have at Busch Gardens.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
I kind of like it.
I enjoyed this one in color.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this one in color better, and I do like the fact that once it's in color, you see you've got complementary orange and purple with the lights in the background versus the color of the light in the foreground. I like those complementary colors versus when you lose that color in black and white.
Just for a teachable moment, Lynn, I'd like for you to put in your your masking, and I want you to do a luminous range. I want you to click right between her legs there and click on that. Yeah, right in there is fine. Good, great. Now I want you to enter, just bring the values up, just the exposure values up a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. That gives me a bit more of a feel of smoke.
Yep.
I kind of liked it when it was highlighted. That color looked when it was highlighted.
Yeah, when it was orange like that.
Red.
Uh-huh.
Like this.
Yeah.
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 Well, if you really actually want to
have
do
the complementary colors going on again.
Yeah.
Yep.
we
Matches
can
the
actually,
lights in the background.
yeah, we can actually make that happen if you like.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just want those things a little bit brighter that simulate smoke more. I think the shot's a really, really nice shot. The only thing I want you to do to this particular shot is I want you to bring up the person's face a little bit and then highlight, after you do the face, I want you to highlight the lighter portion let's do a face first, then on a separate one, do what I'm about to ask. Bring that up. There you go. Good. Now a separate brush. The highlight that's on the top of her head, or yeah, tap that, and then the ones. That's it. That's it right there. Let's bring
Highlighter
that up.
scales.
Yes, let's bring that up, and that will actually help lead everything. There you go. Now we have something leading in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely an improvement.
Tap letter F for me, and then let's all enjoy. There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think she enjoys it too.
Did you get her number?
Yes.
Well,
Next
what's
one.
the
Okay,
starting
guys,
point?
moving on. Walking. This one is the marks, and the score is 23.6.
Wing walkers are so cool.
Yeah, this
They're
is another one.
crazy.
I think this one was at the same air show as the other ones.
They're nuts.
There's a big air show near me that also features wing walkers.
Now,
I don't
Mark,
think I would do it without a parachute.
Mark,
I think
Yes.
did you just hear the comments?
Uh,
The
Which
comments
ones?
that you just got. They kept saying wing walkers, wing walkers, wing walkers.
yeah. So it's not.
Exactly.
This one's not the best for smoke.
God, thank
Exactly.
you.
There it is, right there.
Yep. That's the best one for smoke.
Yes. So.
Smoke
Yeah,
is a byproduct.
I
of
was
this.
debating on 2 or 3 for but I
Now, I have since stopped calling it the Doris effect, especially since Doris is here. But you've just done that.
Mhm.
Now, if for those of you who don't know the Doris effect, Doris came back from New York with a shot of these basketball players. It was just phenomenal. I mean, it was outstanding. And then she comes in and gives a second shot, and we went, "What?"
We all do that at one time or another.
Mhm.
So it's labeled the Doris effect. Now, the thing that makes Doris effect so great is the fact that you have to have a great image to start.
Mhm. You can't have it without a great image. And
Yes.
it's the first.
Y'all made a mistake. You should have shown this one first, and then the other one second.
Yep.
So it's like building up to it.
Build
See,
up
you went
as
the
opposed
wrong
to
way.
the let down. Exactly.
Yeah.
See, now let me ask you a question with regards to this one and the description. Would you not say in this image that the smoke is a strong supporting element?
No, the airplane is the strong supporting element.
Yeah.
The smoke comes in behind the airplane.
Yeah.
As far as it's not a strong supporting element because the airplane is the strong supporting element for the wing walker.
See, the wing walker to me wasn't when I was looking at this, it was the plane, it was the airplane, and I looked at that as the smoke is a strong supporting element. So I'm just asking only because I to be better at critiquing. So
yeah, but the title was not airplane.
Maybe it would have helped if I'd seen the titles.
Slapping Lynn. Oh, that was a slap at Lynn.
No.
I'm starting something.
Not,
No, I'm starting something.
no, not at all.
I'm instigating.
How did you score it on the score sheet if you didn't know the title?
No, they don't. She doesn't see the score sheet. She only.
Oh, okay.
But you can. The titles are there. And I put the instructions on. When I send to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I read everything. And I'm not saying it's you.
Yeah,
that's Robert. I'm not saying that at all.
Hey, Leslie, and just everybody, if you're looking at a Lightroom gallery and you have the image displayed on the right-hand side, there's a letter I in a circle, which stands for information.
Great.
And if you click on that, you get all the information, including the title.
So now, if I would have taken the wing walker off and then just called it the crashing airplane, with the then the smoke would have been the supporting.
Yeah.
last but not the assigned is Smoking Duet. This one is Richards, and the score is 24.4.
And again, this
Is
is a
this real
composite.
smoke or a composite?
That's a composite.
Yeah. I looked at the left arm of the player and I said, there's something that's a little off about this. Then I looked at the top of the hat and I saw that you blended some of it in there, a little bit in there on the image, but it was the left. Yeah, you blended a little bit up on the top. It was the left arm over in that corner right there that gave me a question mark.
Okay.
You need to explain.
Well, if you look, all right, take a look. If you can enlarge that left arm, just by clicking on the
That's
left
not
arm.
his arm.
Whoops.
Go to.
Hold on. Give me a minute. There.
Look on the right side of the left arm. There's no smoke.
There's a hole there that
There's a
the
hole.
smoke is missing from.
Oh, geez. Holy banana brains.
I'm sorry.
No, I mean, I'm glad you're doing that because now I have even more voices in my head when I.
We've got to call you Eagle Eye.
Eagle Eye. Oh, that's their job.
Fixing the hole where the rain gets in.
Yeah.
Stops
Anything
the
else?
rain from doing.
It's a great use of the smoke. I totally buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was this photograph, this smoke, like,
There was no smoke at all in it.
it was a
Put
stock
the smoke
photo?
in.
Yeah, it was our
Yeah.
photo, yeah.
It's a composite.
Damn, I could have done that with.
No.
No, you get-
The intent of the
yelled at, Diana.
assignment was for you to learn the challenge of photographing
Well,
smoke.
I did that.
So
and then-
going out and getting a stock photo is not, doesn't help you learn how to photograph smoke.
No, I know how to photograph smoke now, and I'm going to make sure that all my.
Richard did do one thing that's really good though. He applied the concept of use of smoke. But next time, Richard, concentrate on smoking. I know they told you not to smoke, but this time you have permission to smoke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't turn it, set anything on fire.
Yep.
Why did you use the actual smoke? All right, guys, on to general.
I think we're gonna make it on time.
Oh yeah, for once.
Yeah.
This one is called Mud Bath. And this one is Deborah's, who is not here.
Oh my goodness, I wanted Deborah to be
Score
here.
is
Oh,
22.9.
Oh boy, she's not going to be happy.
yeah.
Talk about it.
It
think I
sounded
would
like
add a
Robert
little
was. It
bit.
sounded like Robert was eager to say something.
No,
So
I was
I
not
was
really
waiting.
eager. I was really eager to ask questions.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the elephant looks a bit emaciated.
You just
With
covered
the
with
cave.
mud.
No, I think he's just old.
Yeah,
Or
he's
she's
old, and
just old.
his ears. This is his ears, and his ears are covered with mud because he's been
Oh,
to
you're
a
right.
mud bath.
Mhm.
And this
Yep.
is little eye.
Yeah.
The composition of this. I wasn't saying that in a negative sense.
Yeah.
What
I
was
think
your
there was like
question?
weird blue glare from the sky just because the mud is wet. There's like a light blue reflection that I think is distracting.
Yeah, and we've talked about that in the past about removing the blue from highlighted areas that are in shadow, which is that sky color coming in. It's
Can
very
you
easy
show
to
again?
do. Just excuse me.
Can
There you go,
show
Lynn, right
us?
there. Yep, just take the blue slider and push it left in the saturation panel.
Oh. Where did you go?
Yep,
Lynn?
you missed. You missed. Reset that, Lynn. Just reset those and just grab the blue slider. All you gotta do, no. Just all you gotta do is grab the blue slider and push it left.
That's what I'm doing.
No, you pushed it right. There you go.
Yeah.
There.
You
See?
guys you've got a delay big time today.
And so
I am doing things and you're telling me I need to do them and I'm already done it.
What is the panel?
This is
That's
the
the
HSL
that's the
panel.
HSL panel.
Okay.
Color mixer.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
I think
Yeah.
I would then, I want it to be, I want less of the ear. I think.
Yeah, and that puts the eye on the.
Yeah.
Makes
And then
the
I
eye-
want it
Yeah, it makes the eye a little more prominent.
more contrasty, I think.
The
I just
eye
want the
kind of
shine
looks
to go away.
weird. The eye looks not like an eye.
Yeah.
Is
You're-
that Diana? You sound like Nona.
Thanks.
Texture, clarity, and dehaze would really go with where she's asking to go with that.
Yeah. Hey, look.
There you go.
We can talk about the elephant in the room.
Nice.
So we started here, and we're here. Yeah, much more. You know, looks and
Much
that
more
eye is much more
compelling.
prominent with the less ear.
I did find in the original composition, now I like what's been done with it with the contrast and the texture and everything. I did find in the original composition, I also enjoyed with so much ear there, it became so abstract that it drew me in, that I knew there was an eye there, and I had to work myself out of the abstract to see the animal, and I'm not saying that in a negative way at all, I'm saying that in a positive way. I enjoyed that it was so abstract that it drew my attention into it to find the reality within the abstract when there was all that extra ear there.
Well,
I
for me,
thought the same thing. It took me a while to figure out what this was.
yeah, when I first saw it, then the eye and that lip part of it, I thought it was a gator, and then that was kind of confusing me. It's like, okay, what's that over on the right side? 'Cause,
And that's what I enjoyed about the original composition was visually working from the abstract to the reality of what's in the image.
Would you please reset this for me? I'll tell you what I wanted. Go to the crop tool once again. This is what I was going to say. Come from the bottom up.
Yeah, that's where I would go. Just stop right there.
Yes.
That's it right there.
That's what I wanted to see.
Me too. But leaving the rest of that.
Right. That flaring was the problem that I had.
Because you remove some of his trunk. So
right. So that was what I wanted to discuss with Deborah.
Yeah, but I say I really enjoy the fact that when you look at this, when you cropped it in, it became pretty obvious, what it was. With all that going on, I enjoyed, working it out visually.
Yeah.
Now, you know what's funny? When you crop that in that way, now it looks more like an alligator to me. I knew it was an elephant before, but now that face looks like an alligator.
Yeah, it looks less alligator. It looks more alligator now for sure. But they have bigger eyes. They have much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. But anyway.
All right. Next one is custom order. Next one is the mirror of sky.
Yeah, I think the horizon's off on this just slightly.
Yeah, this is phone. The score is 22.6.
It's
on that horizon, I kept looking because I was looking at the people and I couldn't tell I went back and forth. I couldn't tell if it was me or what.
Is this in Bolivia?
Yeah, it's off a little bit. I don't know because Fong is not here.
Yeah. Beyond that tilted horizon, the visual impact of this with those bright colors.
Yeah, it's a cool shot.
Against the blue, the yellows, the reds, versus the blue there. And the visual impact is so strong with this and so engaging.
Now, come down to the calibrations. just again, another just teachable moment. I enjoyed the composition on this, the color values, and I want that blue to be even a little bit more. And let's go to the green saturation point, and let's push that so that the yellows, not so much the reds, but the greens. Go back and forth with it so you can see what it's doing to the yellows there.
No, the blue,
the
blue
yellow
brings the, so does the red bring up the yellow sometimes too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want that at center person of the yellow, I want that to pop, and I want the blues to pop without going overly saturated. Now tap the letter after you bring that saturation up on the blue a little bit more. Tap the letter F for me, and I am enjoying all of the different things that are going on in this.
Go back, Lynn, to the panel again, and I want to see one more thing just to see it.
Yeah.
Turn on the crop tool.
Would you bring it down from the top?
Just cut the sky in half from the top.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna.
Just come below that little white cloud there.
Yep.
There. There it is.
That's a great shot.
It is.
That's a very playful shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got to be somewhere in Asia.
I think it's Antarctica. They're skating on the ice. I'm sorry. I'm just
No,
making
you
a joke.
never
It's
see
not
ice
working.
in Antarctica. You just see snow. Really? Yeah, you don't see. I mean, very seldom. Not like that.
Why no ice?
I don't know.
All right, guys. Next one is Christmas Canopy. This one is Brian's, and the score is 22.7.
Brian asked me why this would have, how it could have been a much higher score.
I spent a lot of time on this. I thought it was pretty good. I'd be I'm interested to hear what your constructive criticism would be.
I don't know if it'd be constructive, but that's all this thing. This time. I mean, that's not tying this together is the flooring.
Yeah.
I don't have any support there.
Wait a minute. You didn't want support on my mask.
Yeah, but that was ephemeral. It was ephemeral. It had smoke. This has no smoke.
Oh, damn it.
I intentionally got rid. This is a walkway, and I intentionally got rid of it because I wanted the photograph to be all about the canopy.
The canopy has no base.
Okay.
Welcome to my world.
So you want me to put some of the floor back?
If I had something there to hold it down, it doesn't need to be floating to me.
Okay.
Just something. That's even 100% better.
Yeah, just having something here.
Just a hint of it.
Yeah.
It needs to be pure black. Just a hint that it's
100%
there.
better, Brian.
That's what it looks like.
And there's just that little hole where the brush missed, but.
Brian, I got a base now. Now that I have a base, I can enjoy what's happening above the base.
Okay.
The other thing that happens, there's a pattern in that base, which is fantastic. It actually is that the receding leading lines in the walkway now draw you through that.
I like the shot.
Good call, Robert.
Tap the letter F for me, please. Gosh, my brother.
Oh yeah.
You just missed an opportunity, and now I'm upset with you.
Let me share a minute. I'll show you what I started with.
Brian.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you just like I tell just about anybody else. I'm only interested in the results.
Yeah. We all start out with crap. We have to get we all have to get to the good result. And this was a great result except for the floor.
Yeah, I got rid of all this stuff on the outside and everything.
Yes.
Yep, I agree with that.
Yes, I agree 5,000%.
Okay.
There.
But look at what you have now.
Yeah, I see it.
And that line, those lines, that pattern, they lead me all the way to the back.
Okay.
Yeah, it's vanishing point perspective lines, that this is the case where the vanishing point lines really work in its favor.
Okay, I have learned something tonight.
Use this next month for meeting night.
Now that you know what it is, put it in your reel. That one that you showed us earlier.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the next one. This is the Mirror of Sky 2.
This is tonight's Doris Effect, the sequel.
No, number 2. Number 2.
Yeah, by comparison to the first image we saw, you just don't get the impact with this one.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
following.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this.
Yeah.
But we saw the other one first.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to know what they're sitting on.
They're little stools.
Little stools.
Yeah, little colorful stools, and
little
obviously
plastic stools.
they stools out here just to do this because of the reflections. It's just probably something every group that goes out there does.
It's
Horizon
a beach. Right? It's wet sand on the beach.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for explaining that. I thought it was ice.
No, it's just wet sand.
Just
I
wet
saw
sand.
them with their boots on.
See, they make them all put boots and colorful jackets and bring their colorful little stools just so they can have a reflection.
Yeah, the other one had way more impact. Though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Way more impact.
I mean, if we only saw this one, we would like this because of the colors and all that. But the other one, again, ruined this one.
Yeah.
All right, next one is Sunset Reflection. This one is, and the score is 22.7.
There's the possibility in this one to enhance the complementary colors, and which would take this even further. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this, but go ahead, Lynn, and go to yeah, there you go, and then go down to the HSL panel and shift the purple on the hue. Shift the purple toward the blue.
Like that?
Toward the blue. Or that works well too, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, the other one, blue, but
and then add saturation on the same slider. Other way. Add saturation.
Oh.
Yeah, you can do it some more. Push it more. There. There it is. Look at that. Do one other thing for me now that I'm looking at this and actually see this. Yes. And come up from the bottom.
Whose photo was this?
Keep going, keep going, keep going. Right there.
Brian's,
you can go down a little
photograph.
bit. Down a little bit, Lynn. Down a little bit from there. Sorry. It was a little, but yeah. There. Let's look at that. Yeah, that's more balanced for me visually than having the extra long walkway in the bottom of it.
Yeah,
I get to the meat of the image faster now with this than that longer line. This feels more balanced.
It puts you more inside of it. I see that now.
Yeah, when you find an image with the complementary colors like that, purple and orange, blue and yellow, etc. Yeah, don't be afraid to push those colors and really make them work against each other.
Okay.
Next one is Incoming. This one is Deborah's, and the score is 23.9. Just need a little more on the bottom.
That's it right there. That just want that extra bit on the bottom.
Yep. I mean, it's
Other than
actually
that,
easy.
I mean, this is gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Can't you
I'm
just put
sweating
that
just
to
looking at
expand?
it.
Can you just put that into an expand?
Yeah, you just put
Would
it
you
in.
say
Yeah, generative expand.
Yeah,
It's, yeah, it takes 20
2
seconds. Yeah.
yeah. It's a cool shot. The dust and everything.
Mhm.
You know what I found that was very interesting? The bird
And-
shows no fear. The birds up front shows no fear at all.
Oh no,
Mhm.
we're used to them.
They
Yep.
usually hop on top of them.
And
Yeah.
Mhm.
and just as a side note, what we're talking about, generative expand on this. Yes, if you want to make an art print that you're going to, put in a frame, hang on a wall, sell for that reason, absolutely do that. If you're submitting this to National Geographic, nope, can't do it.
Can't do
Oh,
it.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. I want to see one thing though. Just humor me. Give me a graduated filters at the bottom. Linear gradient. Now starts. Yeah, okay, you can start there. Keep going all the way up then. Actually go to push the center part up.
Yeah.
Center part up more.
Keep going. Yeah, there you go.
All right, now lower the exposure highlights and all that kind of stuff. That's it. That's all I want to see.
Yeah.
Just a little bit darker.
You can even push a little warmth into that too.
Well, usually when you darken, you almost always have to use
There you go.
heating make lure.
Yeah.
FYI.
That's what I was hoping to see.
Nice.
Started here, ended up here. Yeah.
Oh, that's really
Oh,
great.
yeah.
That warmth
Yeah.
is really nice.
Mhm.
That was you tell Miss Deborah that she did a great job on this one.
She'll see the recording.
All right. Last but not least, dinner. Anyone?
Oh,
This one
what?
is Leslie's, and the score is 22 points.
The problem I had with this one, I'm gonna be right up the deal. I couldn't quite see the mouth intake. It's sort of I see what's happening on the bottom end, but the mouth area, just right where on the intake part, I could not make that out.
Couldn't you
What do you
increase?
It's beads right
intake
there.
part?
Couldn't you
Right.
increase contrast?
Yeah, I would like to see texture, clarity, and dehaze put on this.
It's a great shot, though.
There
Leslie.
you go.
Mhm.
It's really grainy, but I think because it was probably really dark.
Yep.
Yeah, it was very
That
dark. Yeah.
if
So you
you're
got
in
a lot of
Lightroom,
grain right in here.
if you're in Lightroom, you can use the denoise and it works really well. But that wasn't the part. I just needed that. It felt very flat to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think the mouse thought
Less
that.
green. We don't need green. Do, 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 do. Looks green. Less green there.
Mhm.
Yeah, just you see
Get
how
this
all the
shot,
grain,
Leslie.
because
Yeah.
that's from trying to bring up the shadows from something that was really dark to start off with. I'm just curious. I'm going to try something here. Hopefully, it will work with Zoom
Oh,
running.
topaz, yeah.
I put that one through the denoise, I
Really?
believe.
Yeah. Yeah. See if
Oh,
Topaz can handle it. It'll take a second for it to come up.
Do you usually use your topaz before you edit or after?
I use it afterwards.
In this case, it's a JPEG, so you have to use it after.
Okay.
Because a lot of this stuff you do, I mean, especially with bird photography, you're creating a lot of noise from cropping and stuff like that. So I always,
Yeah.
almost always do it at the end.
I
If I
didn't
can do it.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to come up with Zoom on. We'll see. It's not opening up. It might be because Zoom's taking up too much RAM.
Lynn, can you do this full screen?
Hold on. Let me get rid of Photoshop. That might help. There you go. This is Topaz Photo AI. It's the combination of denoise, sharpening, gigapixel, and a bunch of other stuff that they've added in.
Did you get the new update, Lynn?
Yeah. Oh no, it's just the one just came out today, so I haven't done the latest one. Okay, so it gives you all these choices here. You can also do other things. You can upscale it to a bigger size. You can denoise it, and you also can do some deblurring here. Usually I turn off the deblur here and use sharpening because then you have more control.
No, they came out with something they were trying to sell last week, the last couple of days for like 80 something bucks, but I don't think that my computer has enough RAM for it.
And you can actually add other enhancements. So you have this add enhancement up here, and you have all these other things. I don't really use just lighting. I do that elsewhere. I suppose if you had something with a lot of text in it, you could use that. But yeah, it actually not too bad. I mean, it's not great, but it's better than it was. And every time you move it, it has to redo it again.
Lynn, what program are you using? I'm not clear on that.
This is Topaz Photo AI.
What?
Photo AI.
Topaz Photo AI.
Oh, it's Topaz. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Is Jack in the house?
He's been in the house.
He's here.
Jack, I hadn't heard from you. By the way, I owe you something. So I totally forgot until just now. I heard your voice.
Okay.
I will get that over to you ASAP.
If you'll see here, there's
no problem.
Multiple sharpening models. You have standard, strong, lens blur 2, motion blur, natural, and refocus is the latest one they just added. And actually, I think it's done a pretty darn good job.
I think it did a great job. It took all the noise, color noise off.
So Lynn, in that program, it does any one of those things that you want it to do? It's all in one, so to speak?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And obviously this is not, I'm when I normally use it, I'm throwing a raw image over there and it's coming back as a TIFF. This one's coming, mine is set up to come back as a TIFF. But see how much better that is?
Yeah.
You could, I mean, the noise is gone.
Yeah. I disagree when you zoom in because there's a lot of artifacts.
Yeah, there's a lot of artifacts in there. I kind of overdid it, but yeah.
There's a lot of artifacts.
Yeah, there's one here and there's one here. You got to be a little more judicious with what you do. I kind of overdid over in Topaz, but yeah, it's a tool that, I mean, this one was extremely noisy. I mean, we're talking, from this to this. So yeah, most pictures are not this extreme.
I bob around between Topaz and the other one.
Luminar Neo.
No,
Lightroom. You use Lightroom denoise? No.
No, not Topaz.
DxO.
Yes, thank
you. DxO. Yeah.
DxO.
I wanted that particular image so you could see his foot. No, the one holding
the rat's foot or the bird's foot?
The program.
The one holding the possum. That's not a rat. That's a possum.
Oh, it's a possum. No matter. Oh, I guess I should tell that by the tail. That is a big. That's a small possum.
It's a baby.
A baby.
It's a baby possum, but when it kind of flipped it around, I could see its head. It was a possum.
So I guess that owl was imagining the possibility.
Robert.
Awesome.
I like you and all that. I do really, but
I will say this, since you're talking about using the external program for denoise and whatnot, as far as your workflow goes, if you have that in Photoshop and you go from there, if you're going to do something like that, don't do any sharpening, texture, clarity, or dehaze before you do that, because then you're adding you're enhancing the noise before the noise reduction program, before it gets there, and you're making it work harder and giving it a worse product to deal with as far as denoise.
That's really smart, Jim.
If you, in your workflow, denoise before you touch anything that has to do with contrast, clarity, texture, dehaze, sharpening.
Wow,
Well,
that's
I don't know. Can you see that was 3,200?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking because you had told me about doing that before, but maybe I didn't even do it on this one. Maybe I
Yeah,
didn't.
if you do any of that stuff first, you're giving your denoise program, a worse image to try and recover.
Yeah, but you had told us that before, so
Yeah.
that was good.
Because basically you're enhancing the noise before you give it to the noise reduction software.
I thought I was going to be able to have some babies, but they left. They didn't do any babies. They just left.
That sucks. They just
I
ate
keep seeing
possums.
all the advertisements for the Topaz, and it's kind of like, okay, is it really worth the money, or is it going to do anything better or worse than Lightroom?
Well, you can. They have all the individual. They have the gigapixel, which obviously is much more flexible than this photo AI. They also have sharpen. They also have denoise as separate programs. But if you want to buy all of them, and you won't have quite as much control, but for the majority of us, not Jim and Robert, that program works just fine with all of them mixed together, and it's cheaper that way, way cheaper. So.
Yeah.
They're independent from Adobe, and they came out with their products before Adobe did them. I think that they are more expert in the specific machine learning fields that they are doing than the people at Adobe and Lightroom are.
Of course, they came out with that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, that's like it's DxO's the same way. They were out way long time ago as well. So
yeah.
Topaz isn't cheap though, I think, and they go out of their way to suck more money out of you.
Everybody does.
Topaz? I buy Topaz on their Black Friday sale every year, and it's 50% off, and then you get the upgrades for a year. So it's like really not that bad.
Yeah.
Did you upgrade? Did you upgrade this last time?
No, I haven't upgraded. I haven't used it very much recently, just because I've been like quite sick and not taking a lot of photos. But I usually just like upgrade it right before I use it.
My thing is, one of the things that they put into it now, my computer is not, I mean, even though my computer is not that old, it doesn't seem to have the RAM or something like that super focus they have in there, or they have something.
Mine doesn't, although mine was saying it in the update they did last week. I was actually able to use it.
Oh yeah?
So yeah, I don't know. It's a beta, so they're playing with it still.
Okay,
And
for it
to make sense for everybody, they need to make it so that at least some people in the lab with computers that are a couple years old can use it.
Yeah, because it didn't work.
I got 40 megs of RAM. I should have plenty. But it tells me it initially told me my processor wasn't the right.
That's what I got.
Yeah. But anyway.
So Lynn, just for your information, periodically throughout the night, your mic cuts out and a few words get dropped. And
I don't know why that's the problem.
Yeah, I've been getting that.
I noticed it too, Lynn.
It's been on my end too. Yeah, there's been some audio issues on your end.
That's why I
think the
asked
government's
you.
behind.
Yeah, I don't know nothing's changed on my microphone, so that's weird. I haven't touched it.
Being censored, it's a First Amendment violation.
All right, guys. Anything else?
Hi, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. And we'll hopefully see you all next week.
Everybody have a good weekend.
Thank
Good
you.
Hi, John Boy.
Good night.